Good morning, everybody. May 27th. Sorry for this lighting, but I had just cleaned the camera off, and now it's like super working. So, excuse me on the lighting. I'm working on getting better equipment so I can have better sound and better, visibility. I just want to thank my subscribers. My subs are going up little by little, man, and I really appreciate it. Excuse me. And my goal is to get to that 1,000 so I could go live sometime and do more. My channel will slowly grow. I know. I don't expect it to grow overnight, even though some people's channels do. Good for them. I'm not the type that because someone's doing good, I don't sit there and hate on them. That's good for them. It's good to see people do good. But when people get these platforms, they usually nowadays when you get a platform and you move up, you got people telling you what to do. I can't live like that. I couldn't have people telling me, well, you can say this, you can't say that, you could do this, but you can't do that. What type of life is that, man? Also, people are always saying, how could we wake the masses? Well, I just had a thought, and this is just a thought. It's not like I'm going to go do it or anything like that. Kick the towers over. Cut them, tip them over. No TV, no phones. That'll really shake the masses up. Now, that's a thought. Powers that be cut your electricity off. How about in Michigan? It was crazy how people were escorting that woman exercising the Second Amendment. Those 10 amendments, I think there's more than 10. I don't know. I'm not going to front like I'm an expert when I'm not. I'm always a student before a teacher, and I really don't teach. I'm always a student. I plant seeds or have conversations with people and bring stuff up, but they usually look at me like I'm crazy. So a lot of people that looked at me like I was crazy, I've been talking about this stuff was going to happen for years, long time. And all them years, man, the cognitive dissonance was kicking in on a lot of people. And I don't down them because I was in their shoes, I didn't even know what cognitive dissonance was back then. And it was happening to me. I believe the word believe, there was aliens, or, what we call aliens could be from other lands. Where we think they're coming from outer space is because obviously they gotta fly, right? So they could be coming from lands. Where did the giants go? What's that? The Mayans? Where did they go? Where did the Egyptians go? Were they all slaughtered? Or did they go to some other lands? That the government is the true Lord of the Rings. Because the map I use, or personally know is the truth, well, let me rewind that. Let me rephrase that. I know we live on the flat plane. Excuse me. That's why it's called airplane. Horizon, horizontal, sea level. It's all in our face, but yet we still think there's a curve. Or not we, because I don't, but people still think there's a curve. NASA's making trillions of dollars with their buffoonery. They could be using that money to fund their excavations or their missions or whatever you want to call it. Because who do you see robbing these tombs? These Europeans, they're tomb raiders. That's like breaking into your own father and mother's grave and stealing what you buried with them. No respect whatsoever. It's fully understandable when people don't like the U.S. or they don't like white people. Hey, that's understandable, but don't count all the white people. When these don't like calling people black, but people with darker shade skin like to hate on white people. And they put all the white people in that category. And that pisses me off because you can't do that, man. Not all white people are trash. Not all white people have that same agenda that these mother effers in power have. Anyway, just like darker skinned people, they sold their own people out to get power. And that pisses me off. At the, when people are vulnerable and they see somebody talking smooth and with some sense, they want to follow. Knowledge of self is very important. There's people that scream knowledge of self, but they can't think for themselves. Following a leader, not knowing they're a leader themselves. I started writing some poetry too. I don't know. To me, it's just a rough draft. I said it's time for people to rise up and make a stand. Planes never hit the towers, they were holograms. The left hand, marker the beast the size of a grain of sand. Man, telling lies through your vision, television. Broadcasting spells, listen. Deception keeps us in the mental prison. I'm on the front lines in the psychological war. Better know your constitution when the tyrants are at your door. Stepping on my rights, I will lay them on the floor, empty the clip and all, sidestep and crack the jaw. I'm an Aries, the god of war. No, I am an Aries, but I'm trying to write more poetry. I need some beats. I really want to make an album, and Donnie from Daytona, and that guy he had spitting that poetry, man, that would be a good track to make with that guy, man, and Donnie from Daytona. I would never think Donnie from Daytona was into that stuff, man, but shout out to him, and shout out to all my subscribers again, man. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. I also want to touch on topics about Bill Gates. Dude builds computers. Now all of a sudden, that raises flags to me because they want to put a chip in us, right? So who better to build it? Bill Gates. So how could we trick people into getting a chip in them without them knowing or without them putting up a fight? Well, just put it in the vaccine. The sad thing is, people on the internet, I'm not calling no one out, I'm just saying in general, including me, we always talk a lot about the government and pointing out all their flaws and their lies and their deception, but yet I have yet to see people plan. I'm trying to plan a protest. A coast-to-coast protest. Matter of fact, a worldwide protest on the same day would be unbelievable. I think that's what is needed. A worldwide protest. We could start with a freaking, coast-to-coast protest. I think people are way too comfortable, and it's not their fault. It's the way the society molded us. We were all fooled. There's one thing in life I was glad that I learned is when you make a mistake, don't point fingers. Look in the mirror, because you're the one who made the mistake. You're the one who chose to do what you did to get in that position. So pointing fingers ain't going to solve the problem. The problem could be solved by you knowing what you did wrong and teaching the next person that you see making those same mistakes. Show them, look, this is what happened, and then learning from your mistakes. That made me a lot stronger, made me realize a lot more, and like all the good elders out there that would speak true wisdom and knowledge are gone. They've either died or been in prison for the rest of their life. And the government made sure anyone who had a voice, they took them out. Look at Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Man, if those people lived longer, I think there would have been a bigger change. I don't know Tupac too much. You know, people say this one's an agent, that one's an agent. You know, I don't know about all that stuff, but yeah, I'm not saying, you know, the government been wanting to infiltrate hip-hop, to infiltrate everything. The only way we're going to take everything back is to stand up. People got to remember these soldiers, most of them have families, you know. They don't want to see a war in their own country, you know. There needs to be a big change, man, and now, not later, not tomorrow, you know. I try to communicate with people. All these people that say, protest this, let's do this, no one ever answers me or emails me. So I just, you know, I'm not going to call people out by names. I'm not with that, man. I'm not with that back and forth shit, or, you know, I've outgrown all that shit. Don't get me wrong, if someone cross the line or bring harm to me, I'm definitely standing up for myself. That's no question, period. But as far as looking for problems and going out there and all that's childish shit, man. That's ignorance. When you don't like someone because the shade of their skin, that's ignorance. It's so, it angers me so bad when somebody, racist people, and a lot of it's not their fault. They were raised like that, you know. So I try not to be too hard on them too, unless they're real pieces of shit. Then, man, you know, and these pedophiles, Trump is getting all the pedophiles. Fuck that shit. I know they need to go to jail, but these are small-time pedophiles. When he starts arresting the people that matter, like Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama, Bush, for bringing the towers down, all those people that need to go to jail. How about in Ohio, the DuPont factory, the guy who rented the land to the DuPont factory, the poison that coats your frying pans, the C8 killed his entire farm, all his cows, all his horses, all died from drinking the water. They were dumping the shit in the water. People that worked there got cancer and died of it. So what happened was, people 60, 70, 80 miles upstream were getting cancer from that shit and dying. Any of them CEOs go to prison? Of course not. What they did was, they said, we're not going to use C8 no more, we're going to change it. Come to find out, yeah, they changed it, but it's more poison than C8. More poisonous. You know, these people won't fight back. People need to realize that. We don't got to kill them. We could run them off. These punk mother grabbers that wear suits and ties are punks. They hide behind their money and they hide behind their military. They wouldn't throw dukes. They wouldn't put their fists up. They would run. Okay? They put in our mind, in these movies and stuff, they like the smoking mirror type shit. They like to amp it up, like these politicians are God, and oh, they're so powerful. Meep. Spoiler alert, it's not true. I'm learning, the last 2 years I've been really digging. These people can't bring laws unless they go through the people. The problem is we got so many distractions. Like, people say, well, how do these laws get passed? Well, when you were at the baseball game, or you were home watching the movie, or you were at Walmart shopping, they had a meeting at City Hall. Were anyone there? No, because they keep us so occupied with work and all these other things that they could slide in there and do slick shit like that, man, because it's all about psychological war. You keep a person occupied and you give them a bunch of toys to play with, They rather stay home and do that or go here and there than go to City Hall and find out what laws they're passing or, what they're trying to do. That's what people need to turn these damn TVs off, and we need to. I want to do more. I'm just tired of sitting around, tired of talking. It's time we put the boots to the street and put some action in. I'm just so tired of sitting back. It ain't getting nothing done, all this talking. I want to do more. So, if anyone knows people that are putting stuff into action, like protests and stuff, let me know, man. Look, I don't want to be a leader, a leader's fine, but I don't want to be like a president or a dictator, none of that crap. I don't want to be I don't want to be a cardinal or none of these fake freaking, the Pope, he's a joke. All these preachers are jokes. They sit there and they pull up and they use the basic instructions before leaving Earth. They like to use that to get their money. They'll take $2 from a poor person that has nothing to eat and then pull off in their Lexus and go home to their $1 million mansion. Praise Jesus. Yeah. That's cool. When it should be the preacher opening his pocket and putting money into there. As much money as these religions / corporations / organizations, they got so much money, they could put playscapes in the neighborhood. They could open parks where all these burned down buildings are. They could open homeless shelters. They could, some churches do. Some churches give back, but most take, and take. Just one thing. I know there's a creator. We're all God's sons and daughters, and we're all God's children. I don't even like to use the word God because the G-O-D, it's almost like someone took good, took an O out and said, oh, that's God. And then someone took the word evil and put a D in front of it and said, oh, now we got the devil. This rapper Prodigy said there's one power, one energy. Whether you choose to do good with it or bad with it, it's on you. That was deep. And another thing people need to remember, there's only money in treatments, not cures. That needs to stop too. Anyone ever see those Shriner commercials with them kids? And there's that one short kid or guy, whatever he might be now. He's always so happy with that blanket. Bullshit. I wouldn't be surprised if mothers get paid to give their children to do operations. It's sad, it's sick, but these people are sick individuals. Hospitals. How many people do hospitals kill every year? Probably more than shootouts in the poor neighborhoods. How many doctors messed up on operations? I had a hernia operation when I was 11. We were moving, I was lifting heavy stuff, and the doctor said, oh, you got a hernia, blah, blah, blah. I had an operation. I've talked about it in past videos where they injected something in me to put me to sleep, and I could feel it burning through my veins. I started screaming. They flushed it out before it hit my heart, supposedly. To this day, my heart gives off like a jumping beat. It's a little off, they said, but that could have been because of them. How many operations these doctors messed up on? They're never held accountable. How many people they killed by an accident? They're never held accountable. How many nurses say they're just doing their job and put something in somebody's IV and kill them? How many people have been misdiagnosed and killed by an accident? I mean, none of them people are ever held accountable. I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. I'm 20 minutes into talking. I feel like I let enough off my chest. I'm always thankful for my subscribers and my commenters. And to listening to my, what do I want to call it? Whatever. My babbling or whatever you want to call it. I'm working on another video. It's going to be about cameras everywhere and chips in the arm You know, I want to do more than just flash pictures. Like in some videos, I put words. Um, I'm gonna do some talking and stuff like that. It's just it's hard to do things like that when the world is in the condition it's in. You know, I think so much, and I want to do so much more so these kids don't grow up and have to live in Nazi Germany. But shout out again to my subscribers. Peace and love to everybody, man. Stay up, stay focused. Don't let these devils break you down. Do some research. Research vaccines. Research geoengineering. Research fluoride in the water. Research HARP. Research DEW, which is direct energy weapons. Research all that stuff. So next time, peace.